So, is it my connection, but because I can't hear anyone right now. I think I'm having a bad connection.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you all for joining us today. Real quick, we're gonna take a shout out to the sponsor, Stonebook. If if you go ahead and you use the promo code Bitcoinlive 20, you'll get you 20% off your next Shield Folio. So go check that out. And now we're gonna get to today's episode, which is actually pretty fascinating. We're gonna talk here about where Stacks has been, where it's at right now, and where it's going from a community perspective. So what we have here is a really big panel with a whole range of experience within this blockchain, within others. We have artists and builders and degens and you name it. So we're gonna go real quick, and I'm just gonna go around and just introduce everyone and let them say a little bit about themselves. We'll get to it. So first we have Peace Love Music. How you doing today, brother?
What's up, Jack? I am doing outstanding today, brother, and thank you for hosting us today. Uh, Super exciting. All these guys on this panel are awesome, and I love how you pulled this together really quickly and made it what it's going to be. It's really cool.
That's what we do, man. That's what we do. We've got a new face, not just to the podcast, but also to Stacks. So we'll go ahead and introduce you to Doyin. He's go ahead, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sorry, I'm having a bad connection.
We yeah, I can't hear him. We might have some
Hello?
audio
Can you hear me?
difficulty. There we go. Hey, Doyin, tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
Okay. Well, I'm more of a crypto enthusiast. I've been in the crypto space for like, let's say, about
Okay, we might. Yeah, he's freezing up on that end. We'll come back to you, Dwayne. And then we've got Bit by Bit, man. What's going on? We see we've got the whole range here. We got young men, we got old men, we got degens. We got my other gray beard. What's up, brother?
Hey guys, can you hear me okay?
Oh, I hear you just fine.
Right on, right on. Well, cool. I've got Sir Latimer over here with me as well. We're sharing a mic today. It'll probably be me doing most of the talking. As Stu kind of put it, he's fairly new to the Stacks ecosystem. He came in with Welsh. But hey, I'm happy to spill the beans on what I feel is going on in the Stacks ecosystem. So happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Cool. Well, hey, Stuart. I thought you were going to say Stuart might had to rest his voice or a little something, but I wouldn't believe that.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
and then we have a special new face but old voice. Been around for a minute. We got the man, the myth, the legend from Gigapeppy Spaceship Club. How's it
What's
going,
going on?
Crypto Bear Baker?
It's going good, man. Just excited for this podcast, be able to give my perspective on how long I've been in the ecosystem and surrounded by a group of guys that is grinding to get the onboard the next a million users. You know what I mean?
No, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. And so what kind of inspired this idea for the episode was I was actually talking to Peace Love Music in DMs, and he's like, man, like the social aspect of Stacks is really popping off right now. And it's cool, and it's a little crazy because in the scheme of things, everybody's bearish in the market right now, right? I mean, the macro, everyone's nervous, everyone's scared, but you come to the Stacks community and people are still doing stacks things, and I think a lot of that has to do with so much of the building that's going on primarily, right? But it does, like, it did get me thinking about, wow, what we have come pretty far just since I've been in here. So well, I'd like to go ahead and so we'll just kind of go in the same order. Um, so for you, please, music, how, first of all, how long you've been in crypto in general, and how long, when did you come to that?
Okay, so I first got into crypto. I bought my first Bitcoin in 2015. And I actually bought it to buy some other shitcoin that I had heard about, and you needed Bitcoin to buy it. So I bought Bitcoin. It was about $1,000. I think I bought $200 worth. So I bought 0.2 Bitcoin for $200, and I ended up losing it all. I bought something that was worthless, and then the rest of it ended up being lost in a wallet that I just don't have access to anymore because it was very hard to
Sorry,
use.
guys.
And I ended up having a like let it go for a little while. Went to sleep. 2017 summer, I opened back up to it. Became more aware of what was going on with it. There were better tools to use it, so I started getting into a little bit of Bitcoin. Bitcoin was about $1,700, and also this is not financial advice. We're talking about prices, but this is just my history and some information. I'm not endorsing purchasing any of these tokens myself in this video. But so Bitcoin was about $1,700. Ethereum had just shot up to like $300 from like some guys had bought it for $8 like months earlier, and that's what I was hearing about. So I was like started paying a lot of attention. Somewhere in 2017, hit $20,000 in November, I think, or December that year, and then collapsed. So I witnessed that. I didn't know what I was expecting, but I learned, was a little bit more prepared for the second cycle, learned a lot more there. And I've been following stacks since about mid first quarter of 2023, so a little over about a year and a half, let's say. When I came in, there wasn't a whole lot going on. I first found out about stacks just by looking for things that were building on Bitcoin, and I heard about this platform that was doing smart contracts on Bitcoin, and that seemed really interesting and groundbreaking, and so I looked into it, and I think stacks was like somewhere between 20 and 35 cents at the time.
Yeah.
And I bought a little bit, and I actually, shortly thereafter, I came across you on Twitter looking for information on stacks. I was looking to find more stuff, and I found Jack Bin Switch, and that opened up your coverage of all the different things that were going on at that time was what led me to go deeper in and exposed me to what was really being built here. From there, I found Zero Authority and the Spaghetti Punk guys, and I was just kind of started going around to the communities and just chatting with people to learn about what they were doing and poking around and trying out their stuff. And then it snowballed from there. We had you actually we came more together with the Node Rocks thing. The unrugging and the community takeover of that project, and community run projects like that is like a new thing. And then so Welsh is kind of a similar thing that was going on at the same time, and that's what's really brought me here is the community aspect of everyone building across different spectrums of things, like with the D Grants project, which is really where I've become more involved with a bunch of other stuff that's exposed me to a ton of people building in the space between Jack stuff and what Hero's been bringing with that project and all of the people building on that. I've just come in touch with so many people that are really smart, have a lot of talent in many different ways, and then there's this spirit and this community that's just trying to put together people that have different talents and skill sets that complement each other, and it's all just kind of falling together in an organic and decentralized way. And that's why I'm here. That's what I'm finding going on here. That's what I love about this community and what's going on.
No, that's really cool. And you said something that I want to come back to. We got Doeen here though. Hey man, can you hear me? Doeen, if you could still hear, try joining maybe just audio, see if that helps free up some bandwidth, because I think you're just getting frozen. We could try just audio, that might help. But we'll come back to you, brother. Technical difficulties, I'm familiar with them, trust me. So bit by bit, how about you, brother? Tell us a little bit about how you've been in a blockchain, how you found stacks, and
Yeah,
what you think.
yeah. I've always been that type of guy who doesn't really want to go with the flow. And
Same.
2017 was definitely my first introduction to Bitcoin. I remember it like it was yesterday. I didn't know anything about crypto, and this very like aggressive, smart dude like comes into my office and literally starts like pelting me with, "Bro, did you buy any Bitcoin? Bro, do you hold any Bitcoin? Bro, show me your Bitcoin." And again, it's just funny because I'm like, dude, you're being annoying, and what the hell is Bitcoin? So that was kind of it, for me to start doing my own research. And, I think we all know what traditional finance looks like, right? It's very slow. It's very boring. And at one point in time, it was kind of just for adults, and I mean like adults, like your father or your grandfather.
Right.
Crypto was kind of the exact opposite of all of that. I bought my first Bitcoin or fraction of a Bitcoin at $4,000 per Bitcoin. So, and I bought in 2017, and I started buying other blue chip cryptos. And, I've said it before, I think all of us who were buying crypto in 2017, once that spike from like 4 to 20 grand happened, like, kind of like that, I think we all felt like we were really, really smart. And seeing my bags go from very, very little all the way up to the top kind of got me hooked. Right. And, I didn't really know what Stacks was at the time. I don't think it was even really much there at all. But the thing for me was I was always kind of very professional minded when it came to everything I did. So memes and, non-utility tokens and communities weren't really, they weren't really on my radar. I was definitely like a Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then all the other blue chips that come after that type of guy. Watching Bitcoin grow brought me a lot of heartache, and it also brought me a lot of joy. And I came to the conclusion that I needed to find the next best thing. And I wanted to stay away from the traditional, like the traditional crypto that I found myself in. So looking, I was looking for something new. I saw all of these meme bags just moon right next to me as I had no exposure in them. So looking further down the road, just as far as last year, I found Stacks and I found Welsh and I found some community members. It's very easy to jump on bandwagons in crypto. It's very easy to go with the flow. But I feel like the folks inside of Stacks, we're all very unique in the fact that we're looking for something bigger and better. And I think building on Bitcoin is that answer. And I think Stacks is that one kind of lone ranger that's out there that's actually kind of going against the mainstream mindset that crypto has to be all of your professional and all of your high alpha tokens. Stacks is just this growth thing that's happening that has so much potential. I think the people that are in Stacks are the ones who see that. And, I've got more to say on Stacks and where it's come from when I started, but we can get back to that later in the show, Jack. Thanks.
No, 100%, man. 100%. Yep. So, Giga Peppy, how about you, man? Tell us a little bit about how you got here.
Yeah, man. So whenever I'm new to crypto in general, really. So I've been in crypto for about 2 years. And it first started whenever I just stumbled across a YouTube channel. My buddy Crypto Lifer, we became pretty good friends. He does technical analysis live, and I got into a trading group. So that's how I got my first exposure to crypto, and it was right before the Terra Luna crash. So it was an adventure. I got to see the markets react to it, and now I'm getting to see them rebound and understand how the cycles work. Um,
Yeah.
the Terra Luna crash led me to want to do more research on the technology behind crypto, and with Bitcoin being the most secure asset, and Stacks making it programmable, I was really interested in that. And once I found Stacks, I knew that it was a place that I wanted to build a community and be a part of contributing to. It just made sense. And then I looked on Gamma, and this was whenever Stacks was about around 35 cents or so. It was pretty cheap. It was around the end of the bear market. I bought a bunch of stacks and started experimenting and looking at the NFTs, and it inspired me to start getting in touch with that artistic side again. I've always loved doing digital art. It's always been a good passion of mine, something that is a good pastime, and you know, it brings me joy. So I thought that combining educating people about the blockchain and making art about it was something of a good direction for me. Helping people realize that you can take your financial struggles and you can get your financial freedom through crypto, and Stacks being uh, the go-to premier L2 for Bitcoin, it only made sense to put my art on it, so
Yeah, 100%.
it was affordable. It was affordable. I got to see the beginning of ordinals because of Stacks, and it's been an awesome journey getting to meet all you guys. It's been a great opportunity for me, and I can't wait to see where the space goes.
So this is already really cool. Aside from the good company, which goes without saying, but there's some commonalities between what everyone's saying here. First of all, just about everyone that landed on Stacks has had some prior experience, right? So, I first heard about Stacks in 2021. I just saw some chatter about it, and I started looking at the price chart, and I'm like, okay, I'm not getting an entry there. It looked like it was topped at. I said, so I just kind of put it in the back of my mind. And I checked again on it back in like early 2022, I believe, and my dates might be off. I'd have to go back and check. But I check on it, and it looks like the price was somewhere around back then. It was about 150 or so, and I'm like, okay, it looks like it's coming down. Time to really start digging in and learning here. And that's when I'm like, oh, smart contracts on Bitcoin. It completely clicked. Prior to that, I also came in 2017 and spent most of that time messing around with Ethereum, because really everything to do you could do on Ethereum. All you could really do with Bitcoin is hold it, or it's pretty much it. Wasn't a whole lot going on. And so seeing that you could do Ethereum on Bitcoin was enough to pique my interest. And another commonality is that you've all alluded to so far is when I got there, I noticed the culture was different. That was kind of that was a big thing for me, because I had felt through this time that in crypto that the culture part never felt right. I mean, it is what it is. It's just the facts. And I get here, and like you meet people who are more building oriented, very community oriented. And even early on in those early days, there were very few people on Stacks, active on crypto Twitter. You may have had, 300 people max, maybe, active on crypto Twitter in the Stacks ecosystem back then. But they were all cool, and the culture was there, and the culture was recognized as being something worth preserving. And even like, well, we really hope that as things progress in this ecosystem, that the culture stays. And it's interesting because I think it has, and
Yeah, I
despite
think
the
this.
growth, and I think, hey, Dwayne, welcome back. How's our audio coming along there, brother? There, can you hear? All right, we'll try. We'll keep trying. I think Dwayne's got a little bit of technical difficulties still. We'll figure it out though, hopefully. But anyway, so when we were anyway, back to culture. So the culture was different. It's a builder's culture. I like to call it the Bitcoin ethos. It's very prominent. But even back then on Stacks, okay, so you had Arcadico, you had Alex looked nothing like it does today. It was much, much, much smaller. You had very, very few meme coins. You could go to like Stack Swap, which is kind of like the decks of stacks at the time, and there might have been 6 or 7 tokens on there, maybe, right? And Welsh was one of them. There's a few other, not too many. Most of your activity was centered around NFTs. Now, during this time period, the NFT bull and people who've been around for a while are starting to realize, like, you wind up in a bear market, and you don't really recognize it until it's already happened. So like that's kind of where NFTs were, but people were still doing a little bit there. Gamma was called STX NFT back then, and so you just had this very small community, and you had a few applications, but you had a ton of building going on. Okay, when I started writing, that's why I started writing. I wanted to like have a running log of all of these different things that were happening in Stacks and who's doing what and so forth. But there was a ton of building even back then. So if we fast forward to today, and we're going to go back around again now, what do you think about the community aspect? Like I said, I remember the first time I had someone with the .eth with the ENS follow me, right? It was a one-time thing out of nowhere, and then you didn't see it again for a long time. And now I'm just kind of not even shocked when I pick up someone with the ENS. It's happening all the time. So you see the steady progression, the steady growth. The message is obviously getting out. So peace, love, music. Tell us what excites you today about Stacks? What do you feel about the social side of things, the building side of things? What are you excited to see going on? And we'll go back around the panel.
Yeah, there's the building. Obviously, there's a ton of building. There's a ton of people that are. There's a ton of art being produced on chain. Gigapeppy's stuff is awesome. He's been providing a ton of actual like graphic support for other projects all over the place, and it's very permissionless. Everything that's going on in the space is contributions, not unwanted, but not necessarily coordinated. Like we're just kind of supporting each other because we're getting to know each other. We're building relationships with each other. We love what each other are building and how it's going to coordinate with what other people are building and or what we're building ourselves. And there just comes contribution after contribution after contribution that's supportive.
Right.
That's what I am loving in this space is everyone on this panel isn't only here to promote their own thing. We're all part of each other's stuff. Every single one here has their own stuff, but we're all we're all supportive of everything that we're all doing. Your invaders, your Roo stuff, we're all in that. We're all in the Welsh. We're all following. I have a bunch of Gigapepes. Doyen stuff is he's been doing with the fair. He was working with some. We have this quality control group the Hero Gamer put together where we got builders and testers getting together to try out stuff and provide feedback so we can make better apps. And it's all just happening organically. There's no company behind it. It's absolutely beautiful what's going on right now.
It's real crypto, real crypto starts from the ground up, right? It's just unavoidable. Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if that's on my end or what. Okay. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so it's real crypto. Real crypto starts from the bottom up, period. Like anytime you log on and you see someone with 300,000 followers telling you about the new best thing, you're not early. You are exit liquidity, right? Like that's what you are. You're and so when you're building from the ground up, and again, it goes back to that builder's culture. That's the thing that excites me. So bit by bit, why don't it's kind of same thing. What are you excited about right now going on in the Stacks ecosystem, socially, project wise, so forth?
Yeah. Thanks again, Jack. I got to tell you, you used the right word, excitement, and I could not be more excited about Stacks. I've got 4 points I wrote down: collaboration, outreach in the layer 2 ecosystem, growth in our communities, and conviction in our bags. And I just got to start all that off with, I mean, I can ask this to everybody here on the panel. Have you ever seen such an outreach amongst multiple communities inside of an L2? And this is the first time ever that I've seen like all these communities inside of Stacks. Everybody wants to work with everybody. I mean, it's such a mind mess, not to use the swear word here, that everybody here is like drinking the Stacks Kool-Aid. Like we've all realized and figured out that instead of going it alone, instead of like operating on your own and ignoring all the quote unquote competition, we've all found it much easier to collaborate. And I can't name another community, another L2, another ecosystem, another blockchain that does what we do. And not only are we doing it now, I mean, you look on the timelines, man, I've never seen so many giveaways on the timelines. Stu and I, we laugh about it. They're like, hey, man, these guys are doing a giveaway. Hey, these guys are doing a giveaway. Hey, these guys are doing a giveaway. And I'm like, dude, that is so freaking awesome. The growth that we're all seeing and experiencing now, it's just refreshing that we're all on the same team. Like we've all figured out that we can work together and within our own projects and still win. And I think that is the alpha. That's just what we've all kind of been waiting for. And I can't remember any other time in my crypto career that I've seen anything like this. So good on all of us. I think we've got something special here, and I think Stacks sees that as well. So.
And that's the thing, man. Like, what if I had to describe what you were talking about just now, I would say we don't suffer from a scarcity mentality. Too often in traditional business, and you see it on a blockchain too. People are like, oh, there's only X amount of this, so I have to cut throats, lie, cheat, steal, do whatever. But when you look at the reality of Bitcoin, where it's at, when you look at Bitcoin in light of just what's gone on the past month or so, with it becoming a leading political issue, when you look at the reality of what Bitcoin means and you're like, okay, Bitcoin's got room to run, right? Like Bitcoin's not maxed out. It's not staying here. Like we're actually still early, even where Bitcoin comes in. And then when you look at actual building on Bitcoin, this is something that, again, when I came to Stacks, everyone just ignored the thing of why would you put smart contracts on Bitcoin? This is no, a lot of people didn't get it. They weren't paying attention. But then when you had ordinals get very popular and transaction fees go up, that's when it became, oh, okay, this makes sense. We do need to scale Bitcoin somehow. So then you got eyes on Stacks because Stacks had such a big head start from everyone else. But so you don't need a scarcity mentality on Stacks either, because honestly, we're not even in the top 10. We're not even in the top 20. So we are going to grow. We're going to grow out and up. And then you talk about other L2s, and that's true. I mean, there's so much opportunity. There's no reason that you're not going to be able to be successful on your own, and why not, just try to build epic shit, right? Like that's really the point right now. So same question to you, Gigapeppy. What in terms of what are you excited about right now, and community wise, project wise, what have you?
Well, of course, DMT, being an artist, is very. It coming to Stacks is very big to me, and I think that being able to generate images on chain and store them on chain and not need IPFS the way that normal NFT collections store their images. It's going to change a lot of things about how we see and do art. I'm excited about that, and I agree with what you said earlier about seeing the .eth names following. It's becoming more apparent that people are getting onboarded to Stacks. It is, and all the work that all these great communities have been doing to educate people about Stacks is working. People are really seeing what we have seen the whole time, and I'm just really excited to be part of something bigger and to get to contribute to that too. I think it's going to be fun seeing all the new people come to the ecosystem and getting to like lead them in the right direction. Say like if they need to be connected with somebody, they have an idea for a project, and getting to do the networking with everybody in every community has been fantastic. Knowing who to talk to is very important if you have something that you're trying to produce. And I really just want to help with educating people about the technology and help them have fun while doing it too. I think that a lot of the time education can get really dry, and I think that it's important to put something fun, something that catches people's eyes and um, behind it. And I think
Right.
that what we are doing now in the ecosystem uh, will definitely be something to look back and remember for sure. It's been fun.
No, 100%, dude. It is a lot of fun, and the thing is, like, what excites me, to speak to your point, is as people come in, because here's how this is going to go down. And if anyone thinks any different, obviously, let's discuss that. But essentially, when people come to Stacks, uh, well, first of all, again, going back to someone who was primarily on Ethereum for years, my first impression of Stacks was I knew what it was going to do before I started using it. So but the speed of transactions was just so aggravating. If I didn't know the why of Stacks, and if I didn't know the why of Bitcoin, I probably wouldn't have stayed around. If I was just coming here just strictly to degen, right? It was definitely not the place to do that. And so now we have new generation. You've got people in the space right now that have primarily used something like Solana. You know, ETH hasn't really done a whole lot for a while now. So they're primarily using Solana. That's where all the attention's been. That's where all the big green candles have been, the meme coins and everything, and that's kind of dried up a little bit. But Stacks here is on the verge of becoming quite fast because of the Nakamoto protocol. That's going to go live this month. So for me, once people see the big green candles that will come, because they're coming, like a lot. I think a lot of what's going on with Stacks right now is so dependent on the Nakamoto protocol. And as they come and they see these big green candles, because that's the best marketing that exists in this space, they're going to come degen, and they're going to see all of these new things. You know, we've got STX City, which is kind of like Pump.Fund. You've got this new type of NFT. You've got all of these awesome old collections. You've got established meme coin communities, like Welsh. You've got all of these things that you can do here, plus the community. There's going to be a certain percentage, and I don't know what it's going to be yet, but there's a certain percentage of those people that are going to come here because of the attention, who are then going to realize exactly what we've been talking about this whole time. And that to me is like the most exciting thing to look forward to, because just like everyone here has worked to make this a better place in some way, shape, or form, that's going to happen at a larger scale, and it's going to happen at a larger scale relatively soon. So that to me, that seems like a lot of fun. So I guess the next logical place to go, and we'll go in order again, is what excites you about the future? You know, just and with Stacks and L2s as well. You know, what's where we're at? What do you think?
There's a lot of things that excite me. I think we're getting ready for more retail people to be coming into the space. More people that are like GPSC was saying, more people that need to be educated, and we're building the rails out to provide a good experience, a safe experience for them. But what really excites me is the community and the guys building here. And actually, I'm going to use this as a chance to plug our buddy Trippin' Monkey, who's been actually working on some stuff with you guys on the Invaders stuff, kind of building out an Invaders Explorer just over the last 3 days. I don't know if you've had a chance to play with the background on it at all, but I have. And he just since last night, he sent it over to me, and we're pressing around, and there's just some awesome, cool things you can do. And it's just guys getting together to figure stuff out and develop stuff. And I'm not sure how well you guys can see this, but you know, this is just he literally made this over the last 2 or 3 days, and it's just a way to pull the data from the blocks and search by wallet, search by block number. It gives all information about the people, like what wallets, what their success rate was. And actually, I'm not sure if this is the wallet I had up there or not, but this might be my wallet where I had a 48%. I had a 48% win percentage rate, and only spent a total of 42 stacks on the whole mint in my fees from the strategy I used. But you can look at all this. This data is there for anyone to search. If you have the wallet address, or you have the block height, and there's going to be more and more stuff on there. And it's just you can go and play around with the stuff that's being built, and the different things we can use with it. This is all data that's available for everybody. It's on chain, and it's open, and it's public. And that's what actually is the fundamental thing about this space is everybody can look. Everybody has access. This stuff, this kind of data was available for a little while on the Web2 platforms as they were building, and it became more and more guarded, and it became commoditized, where people's data was taken from them. And now it's kind of being put onto a level playing field with this kind of stuff.
Ownership.
And it's just some really cool like this is just stuff like, I don't know if you had a chance to play with it at all, but that this stuff is very valuable to a community and for things you can do going forward with it, being able to pull this data and look at this data and make people compete. And hey, I did 48% success rate on my invaders. Who's going to talk shit to me about that?
All right. No, that's cool, man. And yeah, I mean, the leaderboard that can come from this and all this stuff, that's gonna be a lot of fun. That dude's an absolute beast. Very, very talented guy.
And
The
his other stuff too. I'm sorry, I'll just real quick. The other stuff he's building out there with his protocol, his Rising Tides protocol is really cool stuff too.
No, 100%, man. So bit by bit, what's got you excited about the future, man?
There we go. I saw that mute button come off there. Yeah, thanks again, Jack. And peace, love, music. As you were just speaking, man. I mean, I swear to God, we're all the same mindset here. And what's valuable to a community, right? I think the first thing is honesty, reputation, consistency, building, growth, and if I didn't say it already, education. So all of these things we're all doing. I think in Stacks, and we were kind of alluding to Solana a little bit. The reason why I have no interest in going into Solana, because there is quick money to be made, but the reputation, right? I mean, nobody's going to go into Solana and say, hey, man, I'm going to invest everything I've got on this asset, this meme, this community, because they don't have any of those pre-existing conditions, which takes time and it takes effort to grow. So Stacks, what makes me excited is we're doing this by the numbers. We're building the reputation. We're growing the communities. We're outreaching. We're collaborating. We're growing. I mean, can you not be more bullish about a community that checks all the blocks? And I think once the green candles do start coming across the board, when Bitcoin starts its blue sky run, people are going to want a safe place to put their money, right? Because Sol and ETH and everything else, that reputation kind of already precedes them. And I think what we're doing here in Stacks is just absolutely amazing. We are the safe place. We are the safe zone. We are the, we're the place to go. We're the place to leave your money. And then the biggest thing is where are we going to be in the bear market? I don't know too many communities that are going to be around. Like right now, everybody's happy, everybody's pumping. But where are we going to be once the red candles start coming? And I think the communities that think about the future while they're preparing for the here and now, I think that's the communities that are going to have that lasting staying power. So couldn't be happier about Stacks. I couldn't be happier about all these communities inside of Stacks. Just super bullish and super honored and privileged to be here at our rebirth. So
it's cool, man, because and I'm not gonna shit on Sol too bad, but I am a little bit. Sol is an inflationary thing. Sol's all about the technology. Sol inflates at a rate of about 6-7% a year. I mean, it's not a store of value in the same way that Bitcoin is. Meanwhile, Stacks has built-in decreased sell pressure because you can take your stacks and you can stake them from your wallet. You don't even have to use an app. You can do it straight from your wallet, and you can receive yield in Bitcoin, right? And that's at like 7% typically, right? So the other thing about Sol is you have. What do you think about it? I think about the meme coins when I think about Sol. I don't, and I know people are building some cool stuff like John Ennis through Tool has built some really cool stuff relating to commerce, and he's been experimenting with Sol a lot. But past that, I can't really think of anything very exciting. But here on Stacks, not only do you have the meme coins, I mean we've got platforms now where you can just make the shittiest of shit coins like anyone else, right? And then you've got like actual like established communities that are doing other things, and then you have like actual financial products being built through Stacks. You have DeFi on Bitcoin being built through Stacks. You're having the building blocks of the Bitcoin economy being built on Stacks right now. And you have, when you look at that, so you see something that's like, it's holistic, because this is more, crypto is never going to be what it can be as long as it's just the casino. The casino part's fun. I like the casino part myself. It's always been fun. But it's got to be more than that. And that's what we have, and that's what we see. And so we'll go to you real quick, Peppy, with the future and what excites you. Go ahead.
So I'm really excited to see the tooling that's being built out on Stacks that caters to new communities, new builders. A lot of the stuff the syndicate has been working on is very interesting to me. With the utilizing of AI to generate the clarity code. I see in the future that uh, Stacks will be the safest place to build, and not only will it be the safest, it will be catered to creators and people who want to build cool stuff. I think that it's going in that direction really fast too. So with the Nakamoto upgrade coming, the sky's the limit, and we're going to see a lot of new communities move to Stacks. I do believe that, and if and when gas prices go up on Bitcoin again, that helps take people from ordinals and then like, hey, what is Stacks? I see they have DMT NFTs now too. So it gives, it lowers the barrier for entry with that gas issue. um, Not to say that it won't happen in Stacks, like when a certain collection decides to drop some new skins, but I think that it's going to be a lot of fun to see the new communities grow and build in this ecosystem.
Oh, 100%. No, I agree. And then when we haven't even really talked about what SBTC and the potential that has for the ecosystem, you know, um, and then we haven't even really talked about the other layer twos that are being built. There's this is the meta. The Bitcoin layer two is going to drive this cycle more than anything else, I believe. And so aside from runes, aside from ordinals, aside from the L1, aside from stacks, you also have all of this other opportunity. And some of these other blockchains that are trying to be a layer two, a lot of them are going to fail. It's not going to be something that, but there's going to be some winners. There will absolutely be some winners. There are going to be some L2s that do things better than stacks can do. Stacks in and of itself, because of its consensus mechanism, I think is going to be the most secure. I think it's going to be, it's Bitcoin finality is very important when it's all said and done. You want something that inherits and shares Bitcoin security. I think that's important when you're talking about viable financial layers, to build a future Bitcoin economy. I think you obviously can't do that without the security. That's one of the big reasons to be bullish. But there's going to be other opportunity. There's going to be other things to do, and I'm very excited to see what that's going to look like. And you know, if you look at Stacks now, where it is, and we've all just kind of been like, yeah, it's grown and it's a lot bigger and there's a lot more people and there's so much building going on, and you feel like you're reaching this crescendo. But then when you out just legit, this whole thing's gonna blow up, man. Like this whole Bitcoin L2 thing is on the verge of just, exploding. And that is absolutely just really cool, really mind blowing. Um, so real quick, because we got a few more minutes, here. Let's go around one more time, and just just shoot the shit, man. What's on your mind, and then we'll go ahead and we'll wrap this thing up.
All right, man. I have a ton of stuff going on. Just crazy what's building out of some of the stuff I'm doing. I hooked on to the D Grants cohort too, just kind of trying to get involved into the space. And out of that, I pitched a project where I actually asked for no money. I'm calling it Deorganized. We're doing our own podcast. Jack was gracious enough to come on last Thursday. We had an awesome cast. And it was a great episode, and we're just going to keep doing this. I'm looking forward to getting bit by bit on here. GPSC, we're doing spaces all the time and covering things that are being built in the community. And that's my main focus, and it is an offshoot of something that's being built also out of the D Grants project with Good Kitty called Stacks Link, which I know we're going to have a website for that. I don't know exactly where it is built out, but it's going to be kind of a platform for a bunch of tools for supporting people building on stacks. And man, I could talk for another hour on just the things I've been working the last 2 weeks, but you know a lot about all of this stuff, and a lot of it's involved. We got the stuff you're doing with Rue is so awesome. We didn't even touch about the gold and silver invaders yet, which hopefully we're going to have a little bit more information about that in a few hours. And guys are going to have to jump into the Rue console to hear about that, by the way. So get in there for the alpha before you miss out on it. Man, I just love what's going on here, and I'm gonna sit back and let these guys have some words too, because they got some important stuff to talk about. And I have so many people I can shout out, and it's just I couldn't begin to get through them.
No, it's cool, man. Look, and it's really awesome to see you doing so much with like the journalism aspect of this, because that's something I've been waiting to see personally for a long time, because now I can't even, as one man, keep up with everything. It's beyond that now. It's been beyond that for quite some time, and it's important. And you'll find as you do it that you'll be something that builders will go to just to find out what other builders are doing, and it creates its own unintended consequence. It's also very cool. So kudos for that, man. We need more of that. It fits the education part. It meets a lot of needs. It gets good information out to people. So let's go to BitBuy.
Yeah. Hey guys. So Jack, you said we get to shoot the shit a little bit.
Yeah.
I got some little off topic news. So we've got this storm coming in, right? Where I live, we typically, I would say probably about 8 times out of 10, these storm trajectories, they point at us and they come and they bounce around. This one is coming right at us. It's coming up from the panhandle inside of across Florida, and it's slated to come and just drop right on top of us. We've got this 100-day giveaway show that we do every Tuesday, 1:30 p.m. EST. I've got Stuart here from Italy in the same location. So now I'm like, man, what's going to happen if we get rocked with this storm? And I've got my co-host here in the same area. So we're trying to figure that out. We might have to leave town. You might see us at a different location. But I just thought that was kind of interesting. It's a little bit different.
I was just thinking about that. You got your man's first time in the U.S. and he gets to get introduced to a tropical storm.
Yes. I mean, they're calling for 14
good luck,
inches
guys.
of rain. 14 inches of rain here. Whew.
Yeah, man. Look, I've lived in this region of the U.S. my whole life. I've been dealing with this. Good luck. Get your ice chest full of beer. get them
And back.
generators ready. Stay good and hydrated, and just
Yeah.
ride this sucker out.
That's right. Hey, Jack, thanks so much for having me on. Really love the show, and look forward to the next one, man.
Man, anytime. It was great connecting with you guys in Nashville. I'm looking forward to Vegas.
Awesome.
And if we're a quarter as successful as I think we're all going to be, um, we need to talk about having a big meme coin event, community event in Vegas, and hosting something like that, and
Yeah.
and showing everybody how it's done.
Yeah, we want to
So
get the polo shirts with the Welsh corgi up on top. I fully expect to see a polo with an invader coming out of your camp there, Jack, and maybe a Gigapepe over here.
yeah,
So
yeah,
look forward,
100%, man.
look forward to that, guys.
It'll be fun. So,
On.
Gigapeppy, anything you want to sign off with here, brother?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Gigapeppy, can you hear me?
I just want to say that it's
Oh,
been
there we go.
fantastic. Yeah, can you guys hear me? Are we good? Okay, cool.
You good?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that yeah, it's been a blessing getting to know you guys and be part of something that is bigger than myself. I'm hyper bullish on everything that everyone in this panel is doing. Keep up the hard work, guys, and yeah, I can't wait to see what comes to this space, man.
That's cool, man. And thank y'all all for being here. Honestly, like it's always fun talking to you guys. We've all got a lot going on, and it's great. We're going to have a brew console space later today. I'll announce the time on Twitter. We will also announce it in the Brew console, but it's gonna coincide with the launch of the silver and gold mint for the Brew Invaders. I mean, for the Stacks Invaders. And just hop into console, pay attention to Twitter if you don't know what that is. We're doing something different with NFTs here that's never been done before, and I'm pretty pumped about it. So we're going to kind of celebrate it with a space. But yeah, past that, guys, thanks for coming. It was a lot of fun, and yeah, if no one's got anything else, we'll go ahead and get on out of here and get back to work.
That's right. It's been a pleasure, Jack, as always.
Thank
Yes,
you, guys.
sir. Same, brother.
Yeah, peace,
Great
love.
show.
Doyen,
Thanks, guys.
You guys were awesome.
Yeah.
thanks
Good
for
stuff.
coming, Doyen. It sucks about the internet, man. We'll figure out a way to get you back on here next time where you can talk. I really wanted to talk to Doyen. He's new to the ecosystem. He's hustling hard. He's just immersed, and he had the least amount of experience in the ecosystem. So I know his insights would have been fantastic to hear, but we'll have to catch him on a space or something, do something different where his internet will work better. But yeah, guys, have a good one, and we'll do this again soon.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
Let's go.